Warning, we're about to spoil Chicken with Plums. If you haven't seen the movie and you plan on watching it, leave now and come back later. But if you have seen it, or you just don't care, then please, stick around. Well, we really need something a little lighter. I mean, we had the sad life of a actress. We had surviving Nazi Germany. What should we cover for our next movie?
How about a man who wants to commit suicide?
Oh, finally, something to beat.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Cinema Roulette. We're keeping this ball rolling here. All right. We're back with back on the director's wheel again, and this next spin will be this last spin for now of it. So,
What ball do you think we are rolling? Just the show, or has there been a theme between these movies of being depressed?
Oh, both, absolutely. Just the theming in general. Like, I hope we get something good next time. Ooh.
I mean, there is a Lynn Ramsey movie that if we pick it would kind of fit with all we've been covering.
Yeah. And even if we get, like, M by Fritz Lang, that's about child murder, so...
Ooh, another fun topic.
Yeah!
Before we get into this one and do the title drop thing, a light spoiler warning. Yes, this movie is going to be about suicide, but not in the way not in a violent way.
Yeah. It's odd in that it's just kind of a man who wants to die, so he just lies in bed waiting to die.
And also, kind of want to say, I recommend this movie. I know it would.
Yeah.
The whole point is review, but do check this out because it's not really well known from Satrapi.
Yeah,
it's on YouTube for like $4.
Yeah, definitely check it out. It is a very interesting, very well done film. And it just isn't widely known, really. So, yeah, absolutely. We just ahead of time, definitely check it out. That's one of the reasons I'm excited to review it today.
Yeah, this is one of those, one of the fun parts of the show where it's like, oh, here's a movie we knew nothing about. It was on the wheel, and now it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, really enjoy it. So... the movie we're reviewing today is, as Justin said, from Marjane Satrapi, and it is Chicken with Plums.
That was a lovely silence.
That was. Definitely agree. Oh.
I do love that for the Preacher episode of cutting on me saying Preacher Season 3 implies that we have no control of when the episode starts. Like, once we say the title, it has to go.
It has to happen. Yeah, exactly. Just, what time of...
Just like we're in a recording booth and a gun pulls out, like, wait for the silence.
Yeah. We have no choice. It's against our will.
We literally can't stop it.
Right. But yeah. Definitely enjoyed this one. So yeah, it's a pretty simple plot. I don't think the synopsis will take that long, will it?
Not really. Because it's very much a vibes movie, and that vibe is oddly positive for a movie about suicide.
It is. It's very interesting, very well done. I can't think of much banter at this point, but unless you got something.
Well, I've won. What, is that not a good topic for conversation?
You asshole.
God fucking damn it. Before we even get into synopsis, I just Googled the title to make sure it was Chicken with Plums.
Yeah.
But the reviews, there's first the IMDb, which is at a 7 out of 10, but then it's two cooking publications because it's also mentioning the recipe of chicken with
Oh my
plums.
fucking god. It's kind of like on Amazon. I saw a review of like a silent movie, and it was called something, but there happened to be like a makeup brand that was named the exact same thing. So all of the reviews were like of the makeup brand. Oh my gosh, it's such a wonderful color. I love how it fits in. I'm like, okay.
But it doesn't have color. It's black and white.
Exactly.
So, Chicken with Plums. This is going to be another movie where I only say like a handful of characters' names because they're insanely foreign and I'm dumb and American.
Yeah, they are very foreign.
But we open with a man buying a violin. He also runs into a woman in the street and asks, and it's like, Iran, is that you? Which, no, surprisingly, this is not unsubtle symbolism. Iran is apparently a very common name in Iran.
Is it actually? I did not know that. Huh.
According to Satrapi, yes.
Interesting.
I'll be referencing something more after the synopsis, but there is a lovely interview with Satrapi about this movie from like 2020 because there was some movie event going on, even though the movie was from 2011.
Yeah.
It will be linked in the description.
Yes.
She's an interesting person. We'll get more into that.
We will.
But yeah, he calls out to an older woman and says, Iran, do you remember me? And she says, not at all. So he goes home, tries playing the guitar, even though he was testing it in the store and hates it, returns it, forcing the seller to give back his money.
You meant the violin, right?
What'd I say?
Guitar.
Yes. I did mean violin. In the book, it was that. This is technically based on a book. It was a guitar, but quick fun fact, they just couldn't find an actor in France who fit the same age range and could play guitar.
That's hilarious. I didn't know that. Wow.
So they changed it to a violin just to keep things going.
Nice.
But yes, he returns the violin. I almost said guitar again. Oh, that great. This episode has a mood.
Yep.
At home, we see him having dinner with his wife and two kids, a son and a daughter. And, yeah, their marriage isn't going great.
Mm-hmm.
They get in an argument to the point where the kids just leave the table because they're like, yeah, this is going to go on for a bit. The man here is an artiste. I mean, he doesn't have a job, but also he hasn't really played anything in a good while.
Mm-hmm.
The wife is pretty pissed that she has to be caring for everything, and then all of a sudden because he had a vision while meeting with someone about a way to get, was it like Beethoven's violin?
Something like that, yeah. Beethoven, Mozart, one of the early greats.
Yeah, but it was like their violin. A spirit literally appeared in front of him. So yeah. he wants to go travel tomorrow, and she's like, "Well, who's going to watch our son? Because I have work." He says he's not going to do it. She can take care of it, and then hard cut to him on a bus with the son.
Yeah.
Look, it's an obvious joke. It's been done to death. It still makes me laugh.
Mm-hmm. It's a really good cut.
Saying I'm not going to do a thing, and then the thing is happening.
Yeah.
I understand people who hate the cliche, but gosh, it makes me laugh.
Same. It's one of those things that just kind of never gets old. To me, at least.
But he gets to the shopping district. He finds the weird shop of knickknacks. The owner of the shop, kind of a magic man in a way. He at least has magic tricks.
Yeah, he's like a magician showman type person.
But he does get sold the violin, does some opium, heads on home. However, he tries playing the violin and again says it sounds fine to us as viewers, but to him it's awful. It's broken. Yeah. It's not worth it. And he opens another case and sees a broken violin. But since now he already doesn't really like his marriage. can't find a violin to play. Might as well die, right? So he decides there to kill himself. We do cut to the funeral first. This will happen in 8 days. But we jump back, and on the first day, he's debating how to do it. And we do see, in a very cartoonish way, ways he kills himself, like lying down on train tracks or jumping off of a cliff, which the style of the cliff is very like Monty Python almost, of just purely obvious fake set.
Yeah, just heavily exaggerated, like you could tell.
uh shoot Debate shooting himself, but no, that's too bloody. uh Drinking poison and then strangling himself, but he doesn't want to do that because he'll make a stupid face and that's not poetic. He does come to the conclusion of he's just going to lie in bed. That's what he's going to do.
Yep, and he does.
The next day, his brother does come over and tries to talk him out of it, but nothing's getting through to him that way. On the third day, he wants to give a speech to his kids. Something poetic, like who does he reference? Socrates?
Yes.
He tries to think of something poetic, like Socrates' last words, and when he tries to give the speech, his son farts during it, so it just ruins the mood.
Yeah.
His kids, by the way, are like less than 10.
Yeah. Basically just barely older than toddlers.
We also see him imagine the kid's life, like what it will be in the future. His son will move to America, find a nice wife, and become basically gentrified by America and just be at the level of a sitcom.
Yeah.
And his daughter will find love. And then the husband will die like 3 weeks later, and then she will just basically become a gambling chain smoker until she passes.
Good to know you have high hopes for your kids.
I mean, she was a good gambler.
Yeah.
She was still rich.
Exactly.
Day 4, and his wife is finally getting worried, like, oh, he might be serious about this.
Yeah. Oh, he's actually serious this time. Like, I know he can be dramatic, but geez.
And she makes Chicken with Plums. Look, we said the title of the movie.
It's apparently his favorite.
But he doesn't eat it. He doesn't want it. He just wants to die. We find out a bit more about his wife. His wife actually always did love him. Has had a crush on him since they were kids, and his mother technically forced the marriage after he got back from some trip.
Yep.
We also find out his wife broke the broken violin we saw earlier was broken by his wife as they were in an argument. When it got very heated, she grabbed it from his hands and smashed it on the floor. And then we get day 5. I don't know if I've been counting days.
The movie does.
The movie does. There is title cards for each day.
Yep.
But day 5, No. Hold on. Sorry, this is still day 4. We actually get more of the man's backstory, what he was doing on that trip, and he was learning to play violin.
Yeah, I was wondering if you bring up the violin master. Yeah.
And he went off and learned from a violin master who said he was playing. He was able to do it technically, but there was no soul to his work. While he was there, he saw a beautiful woman in a clock shop. And in order to try and see her again, he bought a clock and then kept breaking it so that way in hopes of going back to the shop to see her again. Which he does, and then he goes to talk to her, but as he's trying to ask her out, the clock goes off, she laughs, and then asks, what do you want to say? Now we move to day 5, and we'll cover the rest of this story in a minute. Day 5, we talk more about his mother's passing. where she just got old. She smoked a lot. It was going to happen.
Yeah.
But she specifically asked him to stop praying because she was good. Both of her sons were married, doing all right. She's just kind of in pain, and asks him to stop praying for her so she can finally pass, which she does, and then a smoke cloud of basically her soul leaves the house and even shows up at the funeral for a bit. Which then we cut back to, right? Well, I guess it's still technically a past because this movie's a flashback.
Yeah.
But at that moment, him wondering who is praying for him and why he can't just die, and we see his son is praying for him. Did I mention this movie's a comedy?
Yeah, by the way.
Day 6, he meets the Angel of Death. I wish I knew just the title of the story. What is the Angel of Death's name again? I know they said in Preacher Season 3 as well.
Azrael.
Azrael. But Azrael is there. He's scared for a moment because he's like, oh, okay, this means my time has come. I'm done.
Yep.
And Azrael's like, no, no, no. You're one of the rare few where we know when it's going to happen and I can at least talk to you. It is very jokey and oddly cartoony. Azrael is just in a black cloak. His face is completely black, so that way all you see is his eyes and teeth.
Yeah, it's a really cool effect.
And he towers over him sometimes. It just has a really kind of Genie from Aladdin personality.
Yeah, he kind of does. It's great. Yeah.
I'm not going to retell the whole story he gives, but tells him a story about how you can't escape death. And the man realizes, like, well, I actually do kind of want to live. But Azrael tells him it's too late. Like, if he wanted to actually get his life back, that would have had to happen a day ago.
Yeah.
At this point, you just have to ride it out, buddy. And for day 7, it's at first him just fading in and out in bed as people keep checking on him. And then we get the rest of the story with the woman he met at the clock shop. This is Iran, the woman we saw at the beginning. And it turns out they did go on that date. They went and saw a movie, and they spent more time together. He fell in love with her. He loved him.
Yep.
He even got better at playing the violin. However, when he finally asked her father if he could marry her, he said no. And this movie did take place in the 1950s, so this is more of a time when, yeah, if you get a no from the parents, you can't get married.
Yeah.
Both culturally and I think some weird legal ramifications.
Pretty sure legally, too, yeah.
She does run off to give him one last kiss, but still says she couldn't handle doing this because it would kill her father. With the way this movie is, that's probably literal.
Mm-hmm.
But with this, he both finding love and heartbreak, he's able to put emotion into the music, goes back to the master violinist, and shows, yes, you are a master now. The master even gives him a special violin, which is the one his wife broke.
Yep.
So not only was his one connection back to probably the moment he was happy is his life broken, we see the one scene play. Well, firstly, we do see where Iran's life went. She got married to some general, had kids, lived a decent life.
Yeah.
But we go back to the start of the movie where they ran into each other in the street, and the conversation was a bit longer. Where after saying she didn't remember him, her grandchild comes up. Kind of, he doesn't say anything, but this kind of tells him that even if she did remember, there's nothing there. She has a full-on family.
Yep. So
there's not much to rekindle. We even see Iran go around the corner and burst out crying because she did remember him, but what would be the point?
Exactly. Like he even says, "Oh, sorry, I must have the wrong person," even though he knew.
And with that, we see day 8, the funeral again, and this time we see Iran was also off in the distance, secretly watching the funeral. And then the movie ends.
And then that's it.
Da, 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 da.
This was just such an interesting movie. Like, I don't even know where to start with this.
I think one thing to start with is because some people are going to mainly know Satrapi for Penelopes.
Yeah.
And probably get the same idea I had by the end of this is symbolic of her because the love of the man's life that he was forced to move away from was Iran, and that's very much part of her life story as well.
And I know that this movie takes place before the Iranian Revolution, which apparently there's a lot of like allegories for in the film. So it's not only like about like love and like life and loss and all that. It's about, Iran. So, and like that, she represents that longing for that, like that kind of vibe that in that country. I think something that's interesting is like you said he was imagining how his children's future would be, where it'd be like this 90s sitcom where like America kind of, gentrified him, but like, yeah, they couldn't truly live with that, peace and vibe that was Iran in the 50s or whatever.
Also, however, that's also based on Satrapi says in the interview I mentioned, those were based on real people, like people of her family she knows have moved to America, and then they just seem to completely wipe the culture from themselves.
That's interesting. Huh.
And technically, this movie is based on on an idea of an uncle she had where he mysteriously passed away and was a guitar player. The future of the daughter is even based off of the daughter of that uncle. Like that was the life she went on to live.
Interesting.
So there is that. She also says in the interview there is that symbolism of she is hiding behind the main character. Like, yes, this is still her, but it's a man almost to be an easier way to camouflage herself. The part I find interesting is in the interview they ask the question like, would this movie change if it was a woman? Yeah. And she says no. She views literature as gender neutral. Like it wouldn't matter what the main character is. This would still be the same story.
That's awesome. Yeah, I really like that. I agree with that. That's cool.
I think it depends a bit on the story, but yeah, here it just definitely works.
But yeah, absolutely. So there's definitely like a personal connection that you kind of need to understand before watching this for sure.
Well, there's that personal level, but also there's a lot of lenses for the movie already, and that's not even trying to dig deep.
Exactly. It's just fascinating. That's why I think is so cool is it has that, but it's like so easily accessible to watch, especially like given the crazy subject matter.
Yeah, it's we. Also, her reason for making it a comedy is because in life there's no one who is sad all the time or happy all the time was her reasoning.
Huh. Interesting.
So I guess we're going space dandy here of you can't have happiness without sadness. They're like cousins or some junk.
Yeah, I guess we're going with that. That's interesting because you said she is a very interesting person in that regard.
I do recommend the little interview because she she has a very positive cynicalness
Yeah.
to life.
She's basically the walking definition of that one Facebook page, cheerful nihilism.
Kind of.
Not really nihilism, but that's going too far on that end. But yeah, it's just that's funny. I just think that's great. You do
Yeah.
you, man.
Which also that does come across in the movie because like
Yeah.
when he's trying to say something dramatic to his kids, yeah, it is this dramatic speech, and then it's interrupted with a literal fart joke.
Yeah. It's hilarious. It's not even just that. Like he actually shows in his mind and the kids in the scene dressed in like Roman clothes farting next to Socrates.
Yeah, because he remembers the death of Socrates.
Yeah. It's really great. Yeah, no, I enjoyed it, and I love that too. And I think that's what makes it so easily accessible. Like it's a movie about a heavy subject, but it plays it out really in a really funny way. It's just a very good. I would dare say that it's partially a dark comedy.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's what works best with it is because it isn't misery porn, basically.
Yeah. And it also helps that we both have a really fucking dark sense of humor. So I just found it great, a lot of it.
I don't know what you mean. We just enjoy the show Preacher.
Exactly. Like, what does that say about us? But yeah, no, it's just it's so interesting how it's stylized like a storybook too, like very clearly. Like a lot of shots just gave me like Wes Anderson vibes to them.
Oh yeah, especially like some of the animated sequences
Yeah.
or when he's on the bus traveling with his son. There are some very like scale model looking shots. Just as you said, Wes Anderson.
Yeah, it just has that kind of vibe to it. So and it's just really enjoyable because of it. Not to mention the transitions from a technical standpoint are fucking cool.
Oh, there are some lovely match cuts
Yeah.
here.
The match cuts are gorgeous, and the one that always stand out to me is when he's walking by the window and the window breaks, and that shows the lighting in there, and then fades into it because he broke a window and got in trouble at school. It's just such a cool ass way to do it.
Oh yeah, the flashback.
Yeah,
The I was thinking of the good but simpler one where it's him getting out of bed and the blanket screen wipes the camera to him like being at a barber
yeah,
shop where they're moving
yes.
the I don't know what the term for that is
I
actually.
don't either. Like the cloak the barber gives you, so you don't get hair all over you.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just some wonderful things in it. And the thing is, it's not it's a very simple story that didn't need to be that heavily stylized, but Marjan just goes above and beyond, and there's just some really awesome like stuff from a technical standpoint. It's really cool. I loved the stylization of it and the cinematography.
Yeah. I think honestly without that stylization, the humor wouldn't have worked as well. It keeps it
Yeah.
fantastical so that way you're not dwelling on the fact that this is a movie about suicide.
Exactly. Yeah, I think in the hands of a way less capable director, it could have been kind of boring or plotting or pretentious, but Marjan handles it so well. So,
Also, the reason for death, the reason of the death here is it's according to her is the main thing that connects everyone. Like, yes, rich people might die in a more comfortable way, or poor people
yeah.
die in some way that's a bit worse. But when it's death because of love, that is something that
Yeah.
everyone can relate to that level of loss.
Oh yeah, especially like being in the arts, you know, us being movie directors or just like, you know, any line of artist, you can relate to the fact that like that was his passion, that was his violin, and just it's just heartbreaking when it shows that how it was like shattered and how emotional he gets over it.
Yeah, and it shows also when art is important to you is you
Yeah.
need to bring in life experiences in order to really you don't have to have a tragedy happen to you, I would say, but
Yeah, exactly. But it's just drawing off of life experiences and expressing yourself through that.
I mean imagine if you could just like instantly print emotionless art,
Mm.
slop, if you will.
Yes.
That would be terrible.
Wouldn't that be a horrible dystopian society we'd be heading towards?
Luckily, we're just speaking figuratively.
um.
Da, 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 da.
But exactly. But yeah, everyone does an awesome job. All the actors do a great job. I think this was a co-production between France and Germany.
Yeah, I think it was Germany.
Yeah, because I think it was shot mostly in Germany. So, and just the locations and sets they choose are just really well done. It really adds to the atmosphere.
Yeah, they have a lot of fun with it. That there's some when the moments are supposed to be more grounded, they keep out the stylization, but then you get more animated sequences.
Yeah.
The meeting with the Angel of Death is very exaggerated with him growing and shrinking. It almost
Yeah.
like a seventh seal type of reference.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was getting when he was sitting at the table and it had the two shot, and then the one shot I love where he comes up behind him and grows, and you see the wings come out of him.
uh I also love the sun future where
Yeah.
it's shot like
Oh,
a sitcom.
shot like a literal 90s sitcom, and she captures it so well. It's hilarious.
I do like how just bitter that,
Yeah.
like, hearing her reasoning on why that happens, it reads as so much more bitter.
It does, doesn't it? Like the stylization just adds to the kind of bitterness of it. Like, this is how I see it. This is how superficial it is.
Yeah, it's like, no, he doesn't go to America and live out a life.
Yeah.
His life becomes a little like a TV show. It
Yeah.
becomes almost meaningless and fake.
Yeah, he gets like swallowed up in like what everyone else is doing, basically.
Which oddly enough makes the daughter, even though the daughter's future is her losing love and then just being forced, kind of just living out life till it ends,
Yeah, like holy shit.
her but her life still now seems more than the son.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we I forget why, but we do cut to her again at one point,
Yeah,
of her just making a sly comment.
something like that. I forget too.
It's just interesting.
It really is. It's just such an interesting movie that I end up really enjoying, because I went into this one not expecting too much, but I really liked it, like a lot more than I thought I would. I didn't know how like dark it was gonna go or how depressing it was gonna go, but yeah, no, I overall was really well done. I was really surprisingly happy with it. And it's definitely a movie that more people need to check out, I feel.
Yeah, it. Fuck it. Hey, Criterion, can
Hey,
you grab this movie, please?
yeah, along with a couple other Satrapi movies, maybe. I don't know. Somebody.
I, th- I think Pernelopus is in the collection.
Is
I
it?
forget,
Oh, that'd be fucking cool.
or it might be one of those movies like Hard Boiled, where it was in the collection but isn't now.
Yeah, because Hard Boiled and The Killer were both in Criterion.
Oh, sorry, we've been saying it wrong. It's Persepolis.
Persepolis. Okay.
I just forgot if it had a Criterion release or not.
Yeah, no Criterion, but it is widely available on Blu-ray. It looks like, so that's good.
I think it's streaming free on YouTube at the moment, actually.
Nice. Persepolis. Yep.
Persepolis. Sorry, we've been saying it wrong throughout the episode.
We corrected ourselves now.
We're correct now.
Yay.
Wait, I and there's also like double tragedy here.
Yeah.
Because not just with the husband in Iran, but also the wife, because she did love him. He just
Yeah.
never loved her.
Exactly. It was one of those horrible things where like she was madly in love with him, but he didn't like her back, and he didn't want to marry her, but like the culture at the time kind of forced them together.
And she did want to try to do anything, but also she rightfully got fucking angry when he was a deadbeat dad.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so interesting.
Which also she blames herself for what's happening to him. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it is. It's because you think just kind of, oh, they're both just being assholes, but then you see like the reason behind it and how this just slowly degraded over time, and it's just kind of tragic.
No one wins here. Yeah. The answer was polyamory again.
Every time. Could have been solved with that. But yeah, anything else, or is that about it?
Trying to think a bit.
Any more behind the scenes stuff, or
not really behind the scenes, just I don't know, something is just really happy to me. I know we've said a bunch here, but it was going in so unexpected and being taken on just like here's a nice time.
Exactly. Here's a nice time. I love that. That's just one of the absolute pluses of doing this. Like,
I think there was light worry too, because it was a foreign film, is a film we heard nothing about.
Yep.
So there is that bit of nervousness of like, okay, is this going to be something that people just haven't seen, or is this going to be a reason no one's seen?
Yeah, exactly, because there's been some we've covered and they've been just fine, but I'm glad we have actually hit wins with a lot of these lesser known movies. So
yeah, that could be it. Probably a top 5 or top 10 at some point of like most surprising episodes.
This one was absolutely surprising in the best way possible. So definitely, I love Marjane. She does a great job. Voices in this one were great. So
would love to watch 4 of her movies,
but they're just not available where we are. So
we'll watch. We only have one more from her, sadly.
Yeah.
Oh, but if we have nothing else to say, we have to do our rating.
Yes.
Yeah, we do, because we always rate movies and we use the same rating system every time.
Of course we do.
So, yeah.
You know it. So, we know it. Tell them, Justin.
What kind of day at the beach would you consider this movie?
I would consider this to be pretty much close to the ideal day at the beach. You know, nothing like amazing, spectacular, like that was the best beach day ever, but like this is just like basically the best you could hope for. This was a great day at the beach. Loved it. You're out there, the weather's nice, you go, you have a good time, and it's just chill. It's just vibes, man. Definitely a great day at the beach.
I agree, but also a more artsy answer. Of this is a nostalgic memory of a day at the beach. But if you really start to think about it more, there's some things that weren't perfect. Maybe the sun wasn't out right. Maybe your brother drowned in the ocean. Who knows? But there's just an underlying sadness to it all.
Yeah. That is perfect. I love that addition.
One more addition, and insert fart noise.
But yes, with that out of the way, I think it's time.
It would be time, but give me a second.
Oh, I will give you...
There we go. Okay. So, we're at the main gimmick of the show. We are still on Director's Wheel. This is our last spin of Director's Wheel before we're back on the Series Wheel. The Series Wheel that has a lot easier summary for this section of the episode.
Yes.
But for now, it is time to spin.
Give me.
Oh, you got your wish.
What did we get?
We are getting an Argento movie. Okay. The Bird with the Crystal Plumage.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And this is one we have both seen at this point.
I did watch during the break, so...
Yeah. This will be interesting to revisit for sure.
It will. I'm trying to say things that won't give away my opinion.
Yeah, we'll save that for the episode. But yes, as always, thank you for listening, and we will see you guys next time.